First match. How you doing, man?
Angel Reese once again got into the spotlight, and this time her flex turned against her. And let's be honest, her embarrassing moments just proved to everyone she is no Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese just proved why she'll never be Caitlin Clark in the most embarrassing way possible. While Caitlin Clark is breaking records and leading her team to success, Reese can't even stay on the court without causing drama. If you think Angel Reese's desperate attempts to stay in the spotlight just backfires, write "Grow up, you baby giraffe" in the comments below. Let's go.
Did you notice the look in Terrence Crawford's eyes when Angel Reese walked into his locker room? No one realized that this was the real reason behind Crawford's victory. After being suspended by the WNBA, Angel Reese was in urgent need of finding a new way to gain exposure. She chose to appear at the most high-profile boxing match, Crawford's fight against Canelo Alvarez. However, before the match, she showed up unexpectedly in Crawford's locker room, and Crawford couldn't help but glance at her chest. Many people joked that Angel Reese was sent by Canelo. The purpose was supposedly to make Crawford feel inferior, specifically to shake his focus and undermine his confidence, all just to humiliate him. It's worth noting that in Africa, men participating in any competitive sports are not allowed to interact with women before the competition. Yet, Crawford was not defeated by Angel Reese's arrival. On the contrary, he only flickered his eyes for a moment, immediately refocused his attention, and this even became extra motivation for him. He even outperformed Canelo in the ring. After all, following this so-called humiliation ritual, Crawford had absolutely no choice but to win.
The contrast couldn't be more brutal. One player is elevating women's basketball, the other is becoming its biggest liability.
They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here.
Listen to this madness. While Caitlin Clark was out recovering from injury, what was Angel Reese doing? Faking her own injury drama and posting thirst traps on Instagram like she's auditioning for reality TV instead of playing professional basketball. But here's what makes this pathetic situation absolutely disgusting. The second the WNBA's golden goose was Reese, she saw this as her big break, her chance to finally get the spotlight she's been crying about all season.
Speed bump. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA has no audience, or very, very little audience. They should have done a better job of enforcing hard fouls and deterring.
So what did she do? Did she step up her basketball game? Did she use this opportunity to show why she deserves respect through actual performance? Hell no. Turned herself into a walking meme. And that's when Stephen A. Smith had enough.
My point is, grow up.
Just when it looked like the WNBA had finally figured things out, finally ready to ride Caitlin Clark's rocket ship straight into sports relevance and serious money, they went ahead and tripped over their own shoelaces. ESPN's king of keeping it real didn't just notice Angel Reese's circus act, he went nuclear. While other sports personalities were tiptoeing around hurt feelings and political correctness, Stephen A. came out swinging like Mike Tyson in his prime. You want to talk about brand building? Stephen A. basically roared. Let me tell you about brand building. Caitlin Clark built her brand by being elite. Angel Reese is building her brand by being extra. Stephen A. laid out the receipts like a prosecutor destroying a lying witness. He talked about how Caitlin Clark transformed an entire sport through pure basketball excellence. Then he looked at Angel Reese's antics and basically said, "This ain't it, Chief." The man was practically levitating with righteous anger, calling out everyone who's been enabling this nonsense. And here's where Stephen A. really went for the throat. Because when you bring receipts to a Stephen A. Smith argument, you better make sure they're legitimate. Caitlin Clark games this season, 1.178 million average viewers. Games without Caitlin Clark, 394,000 viewers. That's not a dip. That's a free fall into irrelevance so steep it makes the Grand Canyon look like a pothole. But here's the beautiful part. While these numbers are demolishing the "it's not just about one player" narrative, what's Angel Reese contributing to the conversation? Instagram drama and mysterious back injuries that seem to flare up whenever she needs headlines. Stephen A. saw right through this pathetic game plan. "You can't fake greatness," he basically declared. "You sure as hell can't manufacture star power through social media stunts."
And all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
Bottom line, the WNBA had the golden goose in Caitlin Clark. The attendance numbers tell the same brutal story. Indiana Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home with Caitlin Clark. That's up 319% from the previous year. 319%. That's not growth, that's a complete transformation of an entire sport. And what's Angel Reese's impact on attendance? Let's just say teams aren't moving games to bigger arenas when she's playing.
Everybody was moving Caitlin Clark games to bigger facilities because everyone was selling tickets. There were ratings.
But here's what really had Stephen A. seeing red, and honestly, who can blame him? This was supposed to be Angel Reese's moment to prove all the doubters wrong. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, this was her chance to show that the WNBA has multiple stars capable of carrying the league. Instead, she proved exactly the opposite. While Caitlin Clark built her following through logo threes, clutch performances, and transformational basketball, Angel Reese is out here acting like a wannabe influencer who occasionally plays basketball. Stephen A. called it exactly what it is. You're watching someone who doesn't understand the difference between being famous and being great. And that's the brutal truth Angel Reese doesn't want to face. Fame fades, controversy gets old, but greatness, that's forever. Caitlin Clark isn't just famous, she's transformational. She's appointment television. She's the reason families plan their weekends around basketball games. Angel Reese is just loud. She's the reason jerseys keep selling out. Remove her, and the Fever are just another team clawing for relevance in a league that can't afford to be irrelevant. Here's what Stephen A. understands that Angel Reese apparently doesn't. The WNBA had lightning in a bottle with Caitlin Clark, and everyone else's job was to ride that wave to greater heights. Instead, we got jealousy, resentment, and now desperate attention-seeking behavior that embarrasses the entire league. The man was practically shouting from his ESPN platform. This is not how you build on success. This is how you waste a once-in-a-generation opportunity.
She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being fourth in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done.
And he's absolutely right. While Caitlin Clark was bringing chartered flights, record ratings, and mainstream attention to women's basketball, other players were complaining about sharing the spotlight. Now that she's injured, instead of stepping up collectively to maintain that momentum, we get Angel Reese manufacturing drama like she's auditioning for a reality show. It's not just disappointing, it's professionally embarrassing. Stephen A. delivered the final blow that nobody wanted to hear but everybody needed to understand. You cannot fake what Caitlin Clark brings to this league. And watching Angel Reese try is like watching someone attempt brain surgery with a crayon. That's not just criticism, that's a death sentence to any argument that Angel Reese belongs in the same conversation as transformational athletes.
We know what she brings to the table, but people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm, and they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had.
The sting here is sharper because it didn't have to end this way. If the league had simply admitted what was clear from day one, that Clark wasn't just another player, she was the player, the proof is in every empty seat, every declined rating, every missed opportunity to build on what Clark created. While Caitlin Clark was turning the WNBA into must-see television, Angel Reese was turning it into a soap opera. And now that Clark is sidelined, we're seeing exactly what the league looks like without genuine star power. It's not pretty. Bottom line, Stephen S. Smith just delivered the reality check that the entire WNBA needed to hear. Angel Reese can post all the controversial photos she wants. She can manufacture all the drama her heart desires. She can fake injuries and hijack headlines until the cows come home. but she will never be Caitlin Clark. Because greatness can't be faked, manufactured, or bought through social media engagement. Caitlin Clark earned her status by transforming an entire sport. Angel Reese earned her headlines by desperately chasing attention that authentic stars get naturally. The difference is crystal clear. And thanks to Stephen A. Smith, now everybody knows it. When you try to compete with greatness through gimmicks instead of game, you don't elevate yourself. You just expose exactly why you don't belong in the conversation. Angel Reese just learned that lesson the hard way, courtesy of Stephen A. Smith's truth-telling masterclass. And without her, the magic is gone. Watching a WNBA game without Clark is like ordering a pizza and getting handed a salad. Sure, it's technically food, but nobody's excited about it.
I mean, with Caitlin Clark being out of the picture, you know what's already happened in the WNBA? Yeah, that's right. Those ticket prices went way down.
The meltdown was instant. Fans are furious. Talk shows are in a frenzy. And Stephen A. Smith? Oh, he's practically levitating with rage. He's calling out everyone. The WNBA bullies, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and most especially Angel Reese, who, true to form, is out here faking a back injury like it's part of her brand strategy. What do you think about Stephen A.'s brutal takedown of Angel Reese's desperate attempts to compete with Caitlin Clark's natural greatness? Are you as disgusted as we are by this pathetic display of manufactured drama? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to keep exposing the truth about who's really carrying women's basketball.